Hello everyone, and welcome back to Gloria's Crafts. My name's Gloria and I'm so excited to be here. Thank you so much for my subscribers. God bless you, and thank you so much for subscribing to my channel. I have 196 subscribers and I'm so excited about it. I need 1,000 to start making money on YouTube, and I am doing my best. I'm trying to keep up with my crafts. So anything you'd like me to try and make, please let me know and I will get to it as soon as possible. So let's get started. I have this tray. It's a planter. I got it from the Dollar Tree. I wiped it off with baby wipes. I have two of these, which are the solar lights. They come from the Dollar Tree, from the garden part of it. You're going to need two of them. You're going to need paint, whatever color you like. You're going to need some spackle. And you're going to need some numbers. I believe I got these from the Dollar Tree. I could be wrong. I could have gotten them from the Walmart. I am going to make a little planter with the lights so that you can see my house number from the street, but not a big fan of this color. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the spackle, which I have quite a bit of it, and wait, before the spackle I'd like to put the numbers on. So I have a ruler, and I'm going to see if I need the ruler or not, but I am going to put my house number on the planter. Thinking right about down at the bottom, so that, oh my goodness, I'd like people to know my house number, the mailman, regular, anybody would be good. But what I'm going to do is I'm putting these numbers on, and then I'm going to take them off when I am done. So I'm just lining them up with the bottom of my planter. This one doesn't seem like it's down far enough. It's kind of slick. You might want to use sandpaper to make it a little rough so that it'll stick. Okay. So right now I'm just sticking the numbers to my house on the planter box. Maybe I should move it into the middle a little more. I think I'm going to move these over some more. It's better to start with the middle one, just so you know your middle number, or then you can judge better. But I never do anything that I should be doing. And then the 2. Move this down some. The 3 does not look good to me for some reason. I don't know why. It looks a little off. So let me fix the 2, and then I'll fix the 3. So like I said, I'm not going to keep the numbers on here. I don't think. I think I'm going to take them off when I'm done jazzing up my planter. Oh my goodness. Okay. So here's the number of my house. Now, I'm going to get the spackle, and I'm going to put spackle all over my planter. Doesn't have to be perfect because I'd like definition. And I definitely want it over the numbers. I'm going to get it all over everything pretty much. But so I'm just trying to make my porch look different than it did last year. I like to do different things every year on my porch. I think that's fun when I'm doing different things to jazz up my porch. It's a conversation piece when we're sitting out on the porch. People like how it looks. When my friends come over, they tell me how nice it looks, which makes me feel good. And it's not the same every year. So basically, I am just putting the spackle all over the numbers and on the planter. Oh, sorry about that. So, just trying to puff it out some. This is going to have to dry, and that's going to take a bit. Let's see how long it takes to dry. It says do not use on plastic. So I'm thinking that you should sand it first before you try to use it on plastic. But since this is for decor purposes, I think this will be fine. I'm not using the plaster on plastic for a wall or whatever. So I'm just trying to give it a little bit of bumpy definition on my planter. I turn it over, do this side. Kind of sticks to your hands a lot. So I'm going to go away and come back so that you don't have to sit here and watch me do this. But all I'm doing is putting this on the plastic. That's it. And then I'm going to wait for it to dry and come back and paint it. But I will show you what it looks like when I have the plaster all on it. So I will be back. I figured out an easier way to get this on is I just smeared it back and forth right on here. So that's what I did. Now I'm going to have to wait 20 to 30 minutes before I can paint it, and that's what I'm going to wait and do. So I'll be back in 30 minutes and we can figure this out together. Okay? Okay, this is dry now. So I have some yellow, and I want to use the color Maize from Waverly. And I'm going to use the color Truffle. I have a wet wipe, and I'm going to take the color Maize, dip it in here, and start putting it on all around. I wanted the Maize because I didn't want it so dark. I like the yellow because it's summer and spring, but my house is either blue or gray. We are unsure what color it is because we bought the house and we don't know what color it is. I think it was supposed to be blue, but we've been here 15 years and now it looks kind of gray, probably from the sun. So I am just patting this on. I'm using the cap and patting it on, because you're still going to see the white, which is good, and patting it on. Now I'm going to try some brown. Same wet wipe. It's a little darker, as you can see, but I want this to look weathered, and I like the yellow, so that makes me happy, the yellow. And so far I have not reloaded my wet wipe because it seems like there's an awful lot of brown. So I'm going to reload some more. Reloaded it. You don't have to pat it, you can swipe it also, like I'm doing here. Reload it again. I really do like the yellow. I think it adds a little bit of brightness to it. And then the brown makes it look weathered, so it doesn't look brand new coming from the Dollar Tree. And see how I'm wiping it? I am taking off some of the spackle, so I'm trying to be gentle. And as you can see, I have some spackle on everything on my table. So there you go. So I like that. Now, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to close my paint, because if I don't close my paint, I guarantee you I'm going to spill it all over. I'm going to get a wet wipe and wipe my hands and wipe my table off. Wiping my hands off as best I can with a wet wipe. And wiping the table off where the spackle is. Now I'm going to take the numbers off. I was going to say letters. And we'll see how that looks. So, I can see the 3. Oops. It's a little sticky. It's not as dark as I wanted it around the 3. Like I wanted it. So I might have to make it a little darker around where the 231 is, because I would like people to be able to see this from the road. And this is wet, very wet, where the numbers were. You just gently pull the numbers off. Thinking I might do black for where the numbers are. Paint it, or you could use a marker. It's entirely up to you, but I would like to give it a little bit of time to dry in this area and around it. So. But I'd like people to be able to see the numbers from the street. Maybe I should have waited a little longer for the paint and everything to dry, but I'm okay with that because this isn't done yet anyway. So I will be, I will be painting that in. Now I have to find the one. I believe it's right here. I don't know what the heck that is. Is that the... Oh, that is the one. Jeez Louise. I forgot it's got the long end. I didn't know what that paper was for a minute. So I'm thinking black for my numbers when I am done with it drying and getting a lot of other stuff done on here, because I have more stuff to do on here, so it's okay. I think I'm taking too much off. I don't know where the one... There we go. It's a little much. So I'm going to add... one is a hot mess. So I'm going to add some more of the spackle, and then I'm going to add some more of the coloring so that I can fix the one. But I'm not going to put it entirely over the one because I totally messed that up. So I'm going to spackle some more for the one and wait for that to dry, but we don't have to wait. I'm going to spackle it and fix what I've messed up, and we're going to continue with this project. But gotta put some spackle on here because it is a mess. Okay, so there's the spackle. We're going to wait for that to dry. Now, I have these whites while this is drying, like I showed you. I have these whites. They both work. You pull the thing out of the bottom. Now, I would like to put it just like this, so it's facing down, so you can see the numbers. So I have hot glue, and I also have Gorilla Glue. I'm going to use both so that I get an instant hold with the hot glue, and then I get a hold, permanent hold with the Gorilla Glue. So, let's get started with this. Okay. Here's my glue. I'm going to use the end of my paintbrush. And let's see, I'd like it like that. So I'm going to do right here on the rim, and right down here also, on here, right here. Okay, now I'm going to use some hot glue. It's a little weird because, you know, it's supposed to be a stake. So I'm in the ground. So I'm going to add some more hot glue over here and hot glue underneath, because as you know, the Gorilla Glue is not going to get hard for a while. So here we go. And I'm going to add some more Gorilla Glue once this dries. I'm just trying to get it to stay right now. So there we go. It's staying right now. So I'm going to give it a little bit of time, and then I'm going to add Gorilla Glue. Then I'm going to come over here and add Gorilla Glue. And I believe it's down here a bit. So Gorilla Glue here, and facing it this way. Now it's not going to stick perfectly because of the fact that it needs some hot glue, but I'm going to give that a couple minutes to set up. Okay? With the Gorilla Glue. And then I'm going to add the, oh my goodness, if I can talk. Then I'm going to add hot glue to it because I have Gorilla Glue on it, and I'm just trying to give it a couple minutes because I don't want to mess it up and move it all around. Yes, the hot glue has a quick fix, but the it's like what I said. The Gorilla Glue takes quite a bit longer. It takes up to, I believe, 10 hours for Gorilla Glue to harden. So, as you can see, it falls. But, yes, I do have quite a bit of Gorilla Glue. So, there's that. Now, I am going to, maybe right there. Just stay. The other one's staying. Alright, so now I'm going to add some hot glue because the Gorilla Glue is not actually working right now. So, hot glue, hot glue, hot glue. Right here. Perfect. And then add some down here to hold it. Okay, now this is going to take a little bit for the hot glue to even stick, and the Gorilla Glue takes quite a bit. So I'm going to hold this for right now and wait. Yeah, it's a little tough putting Gorilla Glue or any type of glue with hot glue. It doesn't seem to adhere so good. So when you're doing hot glue and Gorilla Glue or Crazy Glue, you want them both on there but not in the exact same spot because then it's tough for it to stick. Finally, it's kind of staying. Oh, I spoke too soon. So let's take some of this off where it's near the light. There we go. Okay, give it a couple minutes. You could cut this part off. Right, let me see. Right in here, you could cut that off. I didn't want, you could also pull it off, because it pulls off from here, but I didn't want to do that because I wanted it kind of facing down so you could see the number. So that's why it's there. So right now I'm just trying to give it a couple minutes to harden and get ready to do the next step, but it needs to harden a little bit with the hot glue. So you're going to need I'm thinking I might just actually use these numbers for my house address because of the fact that it's going to be on my porch on a table and it's not going to get wet. So that's what I'm thinking I'm going to do. It's going to be on a table. So I'm thinking I am just going to put the numbers right where the numbers were. That's one good thing about crafting. You can decide what you want to do as you're doing it. If you like it or don't like it, it's entirely up to you. That'll stick out. I don't have to get out paint. It'll be very clean lines. So I kind of like this. Leaving it just like this. It stands out. It's got the lights, which are working. And of course, you know that for your solar lights to work, you need them to be outside, and the sun would make them work. So that's much easier on my life. If I could just do it the proper way, that would be even easier. So right down here, and then when it dries perfect. So there you go. There's your 231. And our lights are setting up. So now I have, trying to think, I have rope. Just need to find it because I set everything up before I start. Ah, here it is. And then I misplace it. So I have this rope and I'd like to go around the bottom. So I'm going to start in the back. These lights are going to be the death of me. I'm going to start in the back, right about here. And if your lights don't stay, you can add more glue. This one seems pretty secure, the other one does not, so I will work on that again. Watch your fingers with the hot glue. Now you seriously could cut these. You're not going to see them on my tape because, oh, it fell. I'm going to have to redo that. Take off the glue and then redo the glue. I think that should be maybe the last thing you do because it's a mess. So, hot glue. Glue on your rope. Put more glue because I didn't hold it enough, and hold it on there. Perfect. Around the front, you can add more glue. I have glue strings everywhere on me. More hot glue around the front. hold it on there, add more glue, down, put it here, just want to give it a couple minutes to hold. Come around the side, add more glue, go around the back, add more glue, and then cut it. So, side, side, push it on. Hold it tight, get your scissors, and cut. This is very, very thick. You can cut through it with scissors. It's just very tedious. It might be easier with an X-Acto knife. I find it's easier when you separate the rope from the rest of the pack to cut it. It's a lot easier on my life. There we go. Now, I'm going to have to add a little bit more glue right around here. So just hold it on as best you can with your rope. Okay, so that's what it looks like right now. Thinking of doing some around the top, which will give, actually, it would give the lights something to secure to. So I'm thinking of doing it around the top a couple times and adding some of the Gorilla Glue to make sure it stays on there. Okay, now let me grab this rope, and I want to see how long it has to be so that I can cut it prior to, you know, doing it, because that's a kerfuffle. So I have the rope. I'm going to stick my scissors through the rope and cut. Much easier when you cut it as you're going than trying to do the whole entire piece of rope. Okay, perfect. So, right around the middle of the back is where I'm going to start gluing. And then I'm going to use some Gorilla Glue also. So, just want to put enough hot glue on. Hold it down. Okay. Make sure you push it down, turn the corner, push it down some more and hold it. So, burning flesh. Sorry about that. Making that noise. And hold it down. Takes a couple minutes for hot glue to adhere. So give it some time. Don't do like I did and rush the process. Just try to do it the best you can. Wow, that really burned. So, hopefully I have, yes, perfect. Now, this part I'm going to take my time with because I'd like it to stick, but going around the corners is a little tough. Right like that. And just hold it on there. I'm going to hold this down. It's not hot to touch, which is good. It's warm, but it's not hot. Now, I'm going to do here. And then do here. Make sure it's pushed down. I think this will help hold the solar lights. I really do. And it's not a very expensive craft, which is nice. And I'm going to put a lot there and pull this down and hold this together. So this is going to take a couple minutes, as per usual. And hold it, hold it, hold it. That is really, really long. I did not think it was going to be that long. Let's cut this off. Okay. You know what? I will put this underneath. It is not going to stay. So I'm going to fix this, cut it, and come back after I am done securing my entire rope around. Okay, here's what I'm thinking. I went around twice with the rope on the top, once on the bottom. These solar items have a stick. You can take it right off. Okay? So here's what I'm thinking. I'm going to take this one and I am going to hook it right here so it will fan out and show you the numbers. So I'm going to use hot glue, and also I'm going to use Gorilla Glue. But first I'm going to try with the hot glue and see if it holds. With the hot glue first. It's going to take a little bit because I put an awful lot on there and it's still extremely, extremely hot. I don't think I need 2 lamps for this, to be honest with you. I think I only need 1 to show you the numbers. So I'm going to continue to hold this for a couple of minutes to make sure that it sticks, and then I'm going to use my Gorilla Glue to make sure that it stays on out in the elements, even though it's going to be under a covered porch. But let's see how well this will stay on here once the glue gets cool. Can you see the 2? Oh my goodness. Here, I'm going to push it back some so maybe people can see the 2 while they're going by. So now that I pulled it back, I'm having issues with it getting hard to stick. Hold that there. So I want to be able to see the 2, 3, and the 1. And I could stick another one on that side, but I don't think I'm going to need one over there once this gets hard on here. But it's still warm to the touch right up in this area. Okay, let's try this again. I think this will be better once it's dry. And then I can peel off the other glue, and I can also peel off the glue and put Gorilla Glue on it. So I'll be back when that's done. So I put pure enamel spray paint on my basket. The light is on. I want you to be able to see that. I don't know if you can see it. There it is. It's on. You can't really see because it's daylight. And I put my Easter cactus in there. So I'd like to thank you so much for watching. Have a blessed day. And I'll see you shortly.